the young and the restless spoilers. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today is a fantastic Thursday, and the sun is shining, but the drama in Genoa City is absolutely casting some wild shadows right now. Grab your biggest mug of coffee and settle in, because we have a massive game-changing twist to talk about today. Let's just dive right into the madness. So let's just talk about Billy Abbott and Cane Ashby. For years, and I mean literally for years, these two grown men have been at each other's throats. They have despised each other, and honestly, it's been exhausting to watch sometimes. But lately, Cane and Billy have been having these surprisingly good interactions. They are getting along, and it is weird. It is really, really weird. Like, a few episodes ago, Billy was sabotaging everything in his life. He was fighting with Victor Newman over the whole Sally Spectra and Newman Media mess. He was acting jealous, paranoid, and just being classic, messy Billy. But now he and Cane are playing nice. They are actually putting aside their bitter differences, and they are doing it all for Jill. Jill Abbott has been pushing and pushing for these two to just stop the endless bickering and co-manage Chancellor Industries together. When I first saw them call this truce last week, I rolled my eyes so hard. I thought, sure, this will last about 5 minutes. Billy is going to get jealous, or Cane is going to do something shady, and the whole truce will blow up in spectacular fashion, because that is what they do. That is what they always do. But no, they actually seem to be making it work. They are sharing ideas. They are nodding at each other in meetings. They aren't throwing coffee in each other's faces or screaming in the boardroom. It's almost unsettling to watch. You guys know what I mean, right? When two characters who historically despise each other suddenly start acting like best buddies, you just know the writers are setting us up for a massive fall, or a massive twist. And boy, did we get a twist. A twist that absolutely nobody saw coming. Let's zoom out for a second and look at Jill. Jill has always wanted to mend the relationship between Cane and Billy. But why? We all just assumed it was because she needed competent people to run her company. Chancellor Industries is her baby. She fought Catherine Chancellor for years over that legacy. She doesn't have the energy to babysit two rival executives anymore. But there was always this underlying desperation in Jill's voice when she talked to them. She would look at them with this weird mix of hope and sadness, like she knew something they didn't. And let's be real, Jill always knows something we don't. She is the absolute queen of secrets in Genoa City. But this one is a doozy. So Jill is sitting there, watching Billy and Cane actually get along. She is just observing them. They are smiling. They are cooperating. The toxic energy that usually suffocates the room when they are together is just gone. And seeing them so happy together, seeing them finally act like a team, something inside Jill just breaks. Or maybe it heals. I don't even know how to describe it, but she decides right then and there that she can't keep her secret anymore. She wants to reveal everything before it's too late. And when a soap opera character says, "before it's too late," you know it's about to get incredibly heavy. Maybe I'm being too harsh on Jill, because she has kept a lot of lies in her life. But the look on her face was just pure exhaustion. She is tired of carrying this weight. She calls Billy over. She looks at him, and you can see the years of lies just weighing her down, pulling at her shoulders. She says, and I quote, "Son, I'm going to tell the whole truth." Just pause, right there. What truth? We've been down this road with Cane's identity so many times, I literally need a spreadsheet to keep track of his DNA. Remember when he first came to town pretending to be Philip Chancellor III? Remember the whole Langley mess? The Colin and Genevieve drama? Cane's identity has been rewritten more times than I can count, but Jill doesn't hesitate. She looks Billy dead in the eye, takes a deep breath, and drops the absolute biggest bomb of the decade. Cane is your biological brother. Boom. Just like that. Cane is his biological brother. I literally screamed at my screen. What were they thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well? But also, oh my god, it makes so much sense and no sense at the exact same time. The fans on social media are probably going to riot because the timeline makes absolutely no sense. But whatever. That's soap operas for you. Billy is stunned. Of course he is. His jaw practically hits the floor. He just stares at Jill like she suddenly grew a second head. This is Cane Ashby, the guy who came to town as a fraud. The guy who broke Lily's heart, then won her back, then did a million other shady things, including extorting his way into Chancellor with his bone marrow. This is the guy Billy has spent years competing with. They competed for Jill's affection. They competed for corporate power. They competed for respect. And now he finds out they share blood? It is a massive, reality-shattering moment for Billy. It's a lot to process. Billy's whole identity is wrapped up in being the Abbott screw-up. He's the one who always messes up. He gambles. He drinks. He makes terrible choices with women. He is the black sheep. Meanwhile, Cane was often the golden boy that Jill wished Billy could be. Jill always had this huge soft spot for Cane, even when he was exposed as a liar. We all thought she just forgave him because she was desperate for a son figure after the Philip tragedy. But no, she forgave him because he actually is her son. Or wait, does this mean Cane is John Abbott's son? The exact logistics of the family tree weren't fully mapped out in this single conversation, and honestly, my brain hurts just trying to figure out the biology of it all. But the point is, they are biological brothers. And tri-root, they are blood. And the craziest part of this whole thing isn't the reveal itself, it's the reaction. Usually, when a secret of this magnitude comes out in Genoa City, someone gets punched, someone throws a crystal glass against a wall, someone storms out, gets in their car, and goes on a bender. We fully, 100% expected Billy to lose his mind, to scream at Jill for lying to him his entire life, to accuse Cane of being in on the scam from the very beginning, to tear the room apart. But he didn't, and Cane didn't either. Instead of a massive, destructive fight, we got one of the most emotional, genuinely shocking moments I've seen on this show in a long time. Cane and Billy just look at each other. All the years of hatred, all the corporate backstabbing, all the petty jealousy, all the bitter arguments, it just kind of evaporates. You can see the anger just melting off of them. They hug. They actually hug. Two grown men who have spent a decade trying to destroy each other just step forward and embrace. It was so raw, so unexpected. I mean, they actually put their arms around each other and held on. Billy realizes in that moment that he doesn't have to hate Cane anymore. The competition is over. Cane realizes he finally has the true, undeniable family connection he's been desperately searching for his entire life. He isn't an imposter anymore. He belongs. They have no reason to hate each other. They just gained a family member. They gained a brother. Okay, maybe that sounded a bit cheesy, and maybe I'm getting a little too emotional over a soap opera, but you get what I mean. It was a beautiful, completely uncharacteristic moment for this show. It felt like a massive reset for both characters. Billy has been spiraling so hard lately. He is dealing with Sally being pregnant, or maybe not being pregnant, and the whole mess with Adam and Victor. He is constantly on the verge of a breakdown. He needed a win. He needed something to ground him, something to make him feel like he belongs somewhere. And weirdly enough, finding out his worst enemy is actually his brother might be exactly what saves him from himself. And Cane? Cane has been floating around, trying to force his way back into Lily's life, trying to force his way into Chancellor. He has been desperate for relevance. Now, he has a legitimate, biological anchor to the canvas. He is a brother. He is family. And Jill? Oh my god, Jill. Jill is just standing there, watching them hug, and she is crying tears of absolute joy. She is so overjoyed that the two brothers are finally close. She has carried this heavy, dark secret for decades. She must have been terrified that the truth would tear them apart forever. She probably thought Billy would reject Cane, or Cane would resent Billy. But instead, the truth set them free. It brought them together. She finally has her boys under one roof, working together, loving each other, accepting each other. It is literally everything Jill has ever wanted since she first stepped foot in the Chancellor Mansion all those years ago. But let's zoom out again, because we have to think about what this means for the bigger picture. How is this going to affect the rest of the canvas? Lily Winters is going to lose her mind. She is currently dealing with Cane's bone marrow extortion stuff and their messy romantic reunion. How is she going to react to Cane suddenly being Billy's brother? Lily and Billy have their own complicated history. This is going to make family holidays incredibly awkward. And what about Jack Abbott? Jack is currently recovering at home, dealing with the trauma of Diane's kidnapping and Patty Williams blackmailing him. How is Jack going to react when he finds out Billy has another brother? Will Jack welcome Cane into the Abbott fold? Or will he reject him because of all the shady things Cane has done in the past? Jack is very protective of the Abbott legacy. I can't wait to see Peter Bergman's reaction shots when he hears this news. And Victor Newman. We can never forget about Victor. Victor loves to exploit family weaknesses. If Billy and Cane are a united front at Chancellor Industries, they might actually pose a real, dangerous threat to Newman Enterprises. Victor is not going to like that at all. He is already absolutely furious at Billy for blabbing about Sally's secret deal with Adam. Now Billy has a powerful, competent brother watching his back. The corporate wars are about to get so intense. Victor is going to have to find a new way to tear them apart. Honestly, part of me is waiting for the other shoe to drop. Maybe I'm being too harsh on the writers, but they love to ruin a good thing. How long until Billy and Cane start fighting over who gets the bigger office? Or who is Jill's favorite son? Sibling rivalry is a very real thing, and these two have a lot of lost time and bad blood to make up for. You don't just erase a decade of hatred with one hug. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy the peace. It's nice to see a storyline end in a hug instead of a hospital visit or a jail cell. We have enough trauma going on with Nick's terrifying fentanyl nightmare in rehab, and Ashley's feral breakdown over Abby and Dominic being kidnapped. The canvas is incredibly dark right now. A nice, wholesome family reunion is exactly what we needed to balance out the darkness. So yeah, Cane and Billy are brothers. Jill is thrilled. The dynamic at Chancellor Industries is forever changed. I am honestly still in shock. I've been staring at this screen for hours trying to make the math work in my head, trying to figure out when Jill could have possibly been pregnant with Cane, but I'm just going to let it go. You just have to roll with the punches and enjoy the emotional payoff. I just hope they don't retcon this in 6 months and tell us the DNA lab technician was bribed by Matt Clark or something stupid like that. Please, writers, just let them be brothers. Let Billy have a family member he doesn't constantly disappoint. Let Cane have a real identity. We will have to wait and see how this all plays out next week. Will they change Cane's last name? Will he move into the Abbott mansion? Will he start calling Jack bro? The possibilities are endless, and some of them are hilarious to think about. I, for one, am here for all the messy, complicated family drama. Let's just hope Billy doesn't ruin it by doing something reckless, because let's be real, he usually does. But maybe, just maybe, having a brother like Cane will finally force Billy to grow up. Anyway, my brain is completely fried from trying to process all of this. I need a nap. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you team Cane and Billy as brothers? Or do you think this is a massive mistake by the writers? Drop your theories below, and I will see you guys in the next update.